like jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. Check, we Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it. We Rick flaring on it, flaring on it.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Merry Monday. Happy Monday for everybody. Want to wish you all a, was it belated Christmas? Oh, you already know what it is. Day after Christmas. Hope you got everything that you wanted. Hope you got everything that you needed. All right. You know, I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Listen, I'm going to do this show. There is no Afterglow show today. No, I'm good, babe. There will be no Afterglow show today. Kofi traveling. You know, I'm with the kids, so we're gonna bring back the Afterglow show in the new year. We'll be bringing back the after show in the new year. And plus, I'm going to be doing a lot of reruns, man. I'm about to be out here like the Judge Judy show. We about to just be hitting y'all Bama's with reruns, all right? So be very mindful of that. So if you see a show, I'll say 9 times out of 10, it will probably be a rerun, all right? Unless you see it like this and you know, whatever, it's live. But most of the shows nowadays, man, this little ball in the back is killing me. Most of it would be a rerun. All right, just to give you guys a heads up on that. So don't be asking me, oh, is this live? Oh, is this live? No, it's not. Okay. No, you Bamas, it's not live. But once again, Merry Christmas. Let's get to today's show. Got a wild one for you guys. Listen, we got a few topics. Wild West transfer. Okay. That's the first one. We're going with the Wild West transfer. All right. Then you got the HBCU transfer portal. And then we got some SWAC women's basketball. Listen. Conference play is here and near, and it's dear, okay? Conference play starts really, really soon, so make sure you guys get all your stuff together. Make sure you go out and support these young ladies playing SWAC and HBCU, MEAC, whatever, however you want to get down, all right? You see me repping my one-year alma mater of Claflin. You see me repping my one-year alma mater, my half a semester taking class, Claflin in the building. You already see what the C, you know what I'm saying, the Claflin Panthers. So shout out to Claflin. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. Real deal. Holyfield right here. All right, let's get into today's show. All right. So wouldn't be a Script Bayless show if it.
I'm petty.
Hey, the year ain't over yet. The year is not over yet. Okay, so I still have plenty of time to be as petty as I want to be, and I'm going to continue to be petty because that's in my spirit. See, you guys got Christmas spirit, I got petty spirit. You know what I'm saying? You like the spirit of pettiness is just up and through me in my laurels. So that's what it will be. Spirit of pettiness. All right, now. One day I might get like a Christmas Carol, Ghost of Past, President Future, you know, showing me all my petty ways. But as of today, we gonna get right into it. Now I got a question for you all. Once again, maybe I'm just an overthinker. Maybe it's just me who just sees the problem with everything, right? I'm a nitpicker. Maybe I'm a nitpicker. I've been told by some former girlfriends that I overanalyze people's words and what they say and what they do, right? Now, my issue is this. I don't have a problem with people following Deion. I don't think that's the problem for me. The problem that I have is I feel like people just turn their back on the culture. Like, that's the issue for me, right? So it's like, once again, Desi Banks is his own, he's a comedian, is his own thing, whatever. But when you go to Jackson, and you go to an all-black thing, maybe I'm just a little too loyal. And what I mean by that is like, you don't have to be loyal to necessarily Jackson, but I just think the culture, right? Like for me, like when I first got into this space, I was a fan of Jackson, kind of fell back off that. I was like, I'm good. But I still respect the culture of what HBCU football and what HBCU, culture brings. But this stuff, I don't know why this stuff rubs me the wrong way. It really does, because I'm just like, you could still rock with Jackson. Like, you could still go. They opened their arms up. They let you in. They had a good time or whatever. You could still show love to Jackson. It's like, this is what I'd be like, this is just too much Deion dick riding to me. Like, that's what's really bothersome to me. And I get it. A lot of us young black, he probably the same age as me. We grew up watching Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up watching Deion Sanders. So I get there's a level of just like, an aura of, oh my God. There's a bit of, oh my God, there when you meet him, greet him and all that. But I don't know, man. Maybe, like I said, it's just me sometimes where I just feel like it shouldn't dispel you from coming back to the culture, right? Like, you could still, it's him and him. Like both, and listen, I am a Wallow. I love Wallow, right? I love Wallow. I think Wallow is he's a master motivator, great guy. But both of these Bama's, to me, just something ain't right with this. Because Gilly's goofy ass, he was the one getting penalties at the Orange Blossom Classic. Every celebration bowl these two Bama's been at, they've been losing. So I wouldn't even allow their butts to get into the transfer portal. Every celebration these two Bama's been at, they done lost. So I don't even think that these Bama's should just stay. Wherever they at, they should just stay. But my thing is this. Do you still go and support the culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing for me. And that's great. That's great. That's absolutely great. I'm not saying that he does nothing. I'm not saying he does nothing. What I'm saying is that do you still go to the football games? Do you still put emphasis on the culture? Do you still put emphasis on the football? Does Rick Ross still on the sidelines? Because when Rick Ross was on the sideline, he said, y'all need to come down here what Prime is doing. But is it not just as important as TC is doing? Like, did the message get somebody help me understand? Did the message get lost because Prime is no longer at Jackson? Has the message changed? Should people not still go back to HBCUs? You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff to me that just makes me boggle my mind and think, because I'm just like, is it just because Prime was there that you should follow it? Or is it because this is for our people, this is for the culture? Like, that's the thing that kind of throws me up in the air, because people love to say, yo, I love what Prime is doing, we need to support it. But what are you supporting? You see what I'm saying? Like, are you supporting Prime, or are you supporting HBCUs? Because that's two different lanes. Because your influence or your participation in it would only go as far as Prime's participation in it. So that's it's just my I just can't wrap my mind around. Like, I can't put my fingers in it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the HBCUs and their impact to Black community is not going to change. That doesn't change. HBCUs can't put their mantle down and say, all right, yo, we done with the Black community because Prime is done with us. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the issue that I have. Like, HBCUs can't say like, hey, well, we tried, hey, Prime is done, so we just gonna call it quits. Hey, turn the lights off. Hey, just go ahead and shut it all down. You see what I'm saying? Like, so when you say we gotta support something or support a movement or support something that somebody's doing, it shouldn't stop because the person that was the movement or the person that got you into it, see what I'm saying? That shouldn't be the reason why all of a sudden you stop, because the person that drew your interest, the person that drew your eyes to the situation is no longer focused on that situation. You know what I'm saying? And how I look at it, to me, is like this. And people might agree or disagree, or however you view it. But I look at it as like the lady that ran for governor in Georgia. I wish I could remember her name right now. I can't. It's drawing a blank to me. Right. And I know the chat's gonna tell me. So whenever y'all get to this part, just tell me who that lady is that ran for governor and we can roll on. But Stacey Abrams, thank you. All right. It reminds me of Stacey Abrams, right? Because if you think about it like this, even in the loss for her first time at running at governorship, right? For the governor, her focused on seeing the problem in the state of Georgia and the lack of the lack of voter registration, the lack of black people being involved in the polls, the lack of that going on in the state of Georgia made her change the whole infrastructure of what the problem was, right? She could have been like, oh, I ain't win. F that. I'm done with Georgia and whatever. That's not what she did. She focused and she fixed the issue, even though she was not the recipient of what she fixed. Oh, thank you, Lord. She wasn't even the recipient of what she fixed. Think about that. Think about that in your life. You fixed something that made your company or your business or somebody you work for better. They got millions of dollars. They got so much clout and all that, and you received none of the benefit. You didn't get no percentage of the winnings. You didn't get no percentage of the earnings. You didn't get none of that. But people just patting you on the back. Hey, appreciate you. That was smart. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all you get. And that's all. Even with all the impact Stacey Abrams have had in the state of Georgia, she was not the recipient of winning the governorship. Raphael Warnock was a benefit of that. You know what I'm saying? Local congressmen and mayors and all that. They were the benefit of what she put in place, of what she saw the problem was. So that's what I'm saying. Even though Deion Sanders is not the recipient of what Rick Ross wanted to do, he should still be. I just don't understand. Like, does the movement stop because Prom is no longer the recipient of it? Because if it was for Jackson State, it's just for Jackson. Jackson State they're not gone away. They haven't shut their lights. They haven't closed the doors. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little things like that to me, which I have an issue with when I think about the totality of everything and what's going on in the realm of, you know what I'm saying, of just in the space, and you see celebrities in the transfer portal and all that type of stuff. Like, it just kind of I'm like, what was you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what were you truly, really doing it for? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? But that's just, you know what I'm saying? When people be dick riding Deion, it's just what it is, man. You can't get mad at people's choice of dick riding. It's just their choice. You know what I'm saying? It's just your choice. You can't get mad at who they decide to dick ride and who they don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just fair. That's just fair. At the end of the day.
You are the only participant in the conference.
All right. Well,
all participants are muted.
Let's get some of these notable signings. We're going to move forward, right? Some of these notable signings. Listen, Esaias Guthrie to Jackson State. When I tell you I was upset. I was upset. I can't even lie to you. I won't even lie to you like that. I was pretty upset. I was hoping my man went to Morgan. I would have took going to E-Rob. You could have went to E-Rob down to Alabama State before you went to Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He picked Jackson, so congratulations to EG. You know what I'm saying? Him and his family love Jackson, so they chose. I think this signing is going a little under the radar, and I think it's huge. Jalen Howard to Southern University. Like, if you didn't watch PV, not this year, but the year with Jawan Pass, Jalen Howard is a very, very sneaky pickup. Like that, it's one of those like Wes Welker to the Patriots, or it's one of those. Let me think like a sneaky, like Debo Samuel with the 49ers. Like, that is a really huge pickup for Southern University. Now, if they can figure out their quarterback situation, it could be it's a give or take. But I'm telling you, that signing with Jalen Howard, that is transformational, because that kid is an absolute burner. And if they had Bashawn McCray, I wouldn't give a damn. Okay, if they had Bashawn McCray, I wouldn't give two shits about that signing, because I'd be like, hey, ain't nobody gonna throw him the ball. But now that Bashawn is in the portal, and now you got Jalen Howard, telling you, that could be probably one of the sneakiest pickups all season. But at the end of the day, Dooley got to coach it up. You got to coach it right. Alcorn, Tyler Macon. I think everybody I think everybody was pretty shocked about this signing, but I think that you are bugging. You are bugging. So I think this is a great signing for Alco. You finally, this is a perfect fit. I think this is probably the best fit I've seen from a notable signing from the transfer portal. Like, you fit exactly what they're trying to do at Alcorn and should work out in their best benefit. All right. Listen, Jackson State gets Niles Gaddy's back. It's huge, right? It's absolutely huge. But on top of that, I think he couldn't leave. I think he could, excuse me. If I'm being honest, I don't think Niles Gaddy could have left. And it's not that he didn't have the talent, right? You're playing, when you have 1 year of eligibility left, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. It's the same thing I said about with Shador, that Dion had to make the jump when he did. Because if you played around, if you let Shador play his junior season in the SWAC, and then you take him up to Power 5 for his senior year, that's his money year. Senior years are your money year, right? So you can't play around with that year. So I'm not, now's Gaddy going up to a Power 5 level, because I've been told he had Power 5 offers. I don't think I don't think he doesn't have the talent to be Power 5. I just don't think he has the technique to have been able to be a starter on day one, right? Because when you go back to Jackson, there's no doubt you're starting. So now that you're at Jackson, you're more focused on technique, because he needs to learn a little bit more technique. He needs to learn how to bend. He needs counter moves. He needs a lot of work at the defensive end position as a pass rusher, right? He bull rushes very well. He plays with power very well, but he needs counter moves. And I think staying at Jackson, working on that aspect of his game, it can help him, other than going Power 5 and really not having the chance to really take that next step, because you don't know if you're going to start or not and all that type of stuff. And this is the thing, when I talk to people and they ask me about Niles Gaddy, to me, can Niles Gaddy be James Houston for Jackson State? And that, to me, that should be the standard, right? That should be the standard for Niles Gaddy. Can I be just as disruptive as James Houston's? Because literally every single game we came in, it didn't matter what game we played, it was, you got to block James Houston. And that, to me, Niles Gaddy has to have that same type of impact on the game, to where it's like, yo, you have to be, we got to block Niles Gaddy. And at this point right now, I cannot truly say that I'm game planning for Niles Gaddy. That's the one thing I have to say. I'm not saying you're not cognizant of him. You're right, okay, we got to block Niles, but you're not shifting your game plan to block Niles Gaddy. And I think that's the part where I got to see him make that jump to where he is game planned for, right? I think another huge pickup by my Morgan State Bears, the Bars. Brandon Savage from Norfolk State, previous All-MEAC defensive back. Morgan State is silently and quietly having one of the most underrated signing periods, early signing periods, because they're getting some absolute studs. Absolute studs. Well, I mean, Brandon definitely is one. I think they got a kid from LSU that signed for them a while back. Got some kids coming from the portal, got some high school kids. So they're really stocking up the right way. And this will be Coach Wilson's first official recruiting class. So I'm excited to see what he does there. Shout out to Brandon Savage for going to Morgan State. And last but not least, FAMU, Ashton Grable, Jacksonville State offensive lineman. Listen, you can never have too many people in the trenches. Okay. You can never have too many people in the trenches, and a solid person in the trenches. Jacksonville State was a run first team. I do not know. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know how much he played at Jacksonville State. I'll do some more research on that. But going forward, I think it was a great pickup. And then you also had the running back Yance from Nebraska as well. Huge pickup for FAMU. Now, if they actually decide to run the ball, we'll see. But, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we'll see. Now, some notable visits. I'm gonna give you, this is a double-edged sword for me. And I think, listen, I think if Southern gets Jason Brown, he'd probably be the best quarterback in the SWAC. He'd be the most decorated. I'll tell you that straight up. He would be the most decorated quarterback in the SWAC if they got this kid. I don't like how Dooley's playing with Noah Bodden. That is my issue in the situation. I would have rolled with Noah Bodden, but I understand how college football is. It's a win now league. It's a win now league, and you can't take your you can't take a risk on developing a quarterback and then it not go your way. That's what's really bothering me. All right. If you don't know Jason Brown's background, he actually was at FCS. He was at St. Francis as an FCS program. I'm answering Mama Body. He started at St. Francis. That is an FCS program. He was dominant. I'm telling you, go watch his film. You can look him up on YouTube. It's Jason Brown. You type in Jason Brown St. Francis. I think he looked a lot better at St. Francis. He went up to Power 5 to South Carolina University, played there. You know what happened. Spencer Rattler gets there, loses his spot. He decides to come back down. Well, he's looking. And he's looking to come back down. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at his FCS tape, he's definitely an FCS type quarterback. Definitely has an arm. Definitely can move. Big body guy, hard to bring down. Kind of reminds me of like a baby Ben Roethlisberger, right? A baby Ben Roethlisberger for me. So it will be a huge. Listen, I can't lie. It will be a huge pickup for Southern if they could get this guy because he's a quarterback. He is no if and buts about it. The kid's a quarterback. He can throw it. He can sling it. He can do whatever. But can Dooley coach it? That is the question. Can he coach it? All right. Can he coach it? But when you get a kid like that, he damn sure can throw it. But I'm going to say this again. I just don't like the way they're doing Noah Bodden. And that's why people have to understand. When you jump in the portal and you leave a school, understand the grass is not always greener. The grass is not always greener. And I would have preferred to see Dooley let Noah get in that position, earn it. You know what I'm saying? It's still spring ball, but if he comes down, he's going to be it's just a lot of politics behind that type of stuff. I just can't tell you. And it doesn't sit well with me. I apologize. I don't know why I'm yarning like I'm not tired. And things like that. So we'll see if he signs with Southern. If he does not, you're right. It is. It's flat out is. It really is. But I would have preferred Noah Bodden got that opportunity to take over that job and really show what he could do. But you know what I'm saying? It's a win first business, man. And Dooley's playing on thin ice right now. Dooley is absolutely on thin ice. All right, listen, you know what it is. SWAC basketball. All right, SWAC basketball is here. All right, January 2nd.
Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
All right, January 2nd. Conference play starts. These are the women's standings. Alcorn State. All right. Alcorn State is 4-7. Jack State is 3-7. Prairie View 3-8. Southern 3-8. Alabama State 3-8. Mississippi Valley State 2-8. And FAMU 2-8. Now, I want to say something before I go further. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I got this from a third-party website. I cannot confirm nor deny. But they said Jackson State has the 5th toughest schedule in the country. All right. The 5th. Now, this is a third-party website. I cannot confirm nor deny. This is not Offscript saying, look, this is Warren. What does that say? It says WarrenNolan.com. Okay, this ain't me. But they said Jackson State had the 5th toughest schedule in Division I basketball. And this is what I want to say. For them to have the 5th toughest schedule and be 3-7 out of the first 10 games, I'm telling you, it's done. This ain't. When you say a team has been tested, Jackson State has been tested. Okay? Jackson State has truly been tested. And Texas Southern, I believe, is 8. I think FAMU is up here too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're like, let me see. I think FAMU was like 50 or something like that. Arkansas Pine Bluff is 54. Let me see. Shout out to Arkansas. Shout out to Coach Don Thornton. Alabama State 81. Oh, FAMU is really down. I thought FAMU was higher than that. I guess not. But yeah, so listen, I'm telling you, them Jackson State girls, they know it. Listen, they are not, there will not be a slouch. But I'll tell you this, guys, real talk. I'm telling you, I think the game you want to circle, for real, the game that you want to circle, in my personal opinion, is FAMU against Jackson State, right? I really think you want to circle that game because you have the point guard play of Martino. Well, she's not a point guard; she's like the 2 guard. You got the 2 guard play of Liz Martino, and then you have the backcourt play of FAMU, which is 23 and number 5. Them 2 girls. I gotta get their names because I want to get their names right because they different. Them girls different. All right, let me see. Roster. All right, so these 2 girls right here. Let me blow this up. Ariana Grizzle, cold. Girl, cold-blooded. I'm talking about she got like, this might not make sense to people. Right? This might not make sense. Actually, number 4 is good too. All right. 5. This might not make sense to a lot of people. Oh, that's a good one too. That's a real good one. The JSU and UAPB game, that's a real good one. Ariana Grizzle, she plays point guard. She got like this might not make sense, but she plays the angles like Paul Pierce, but she has crossovers like AI. I'm going to say it again. I know it won't make a lot of sense, right? But she's not she's not quick-footed. But that's why I said she got like a Paul Pierce style game because she'll get by you off angles. And she got a nasty crossover. A nasty hezzy with a crossover. I'm telling you, the girl does work, okay? The girl does work. And then number 4, she cold too. She plays in the post. Sweet 15-foot jumper. I'm talking about sweet. All right. And then you got this one right here. Horton, Donald Horton. I think she leads the SWAC. In field goal percentage. Like she's the highest. I think she has the highest field goal percentage like of scoring or whatever. The girl's a walking bucket. Okay. The girl is a walking bucket. Do you hear me? I'm telling you. I know. I call FAMU. FAMU probably still is one of the prettiest lineups in all of SWAC basketball. Okay, they all should be models. They probably all got like 20,000 followers on Instagram. But 23, 5, and 4, you know what I'm saying? They walk in buckets. I'm trying to tell you, they walk in buckets, especially number 4. Number 4, number 23, and 5. Listen, them girls are they're nasty. Okay, absolutely nasty. So I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. I have to disagree. I don't think. I'm not saying I don't think they'll win the SWAC. I think they have the talent to. I think. Let me go to Jack State's. Let me see. It's okay. Let me see their roster. All right, so they're just super. Like they have so much talent. Like that's where Jackson State gives you, right? So you got Deja Woodard, cold-blooded. If this girl ever got a consistent 12 to 15-foot jump shot, she could be an MVP. All right, she's just that dynamic. Maya Crump, dog, absolute dog. I love Maya. I need Maya to take a next step to be more of a closer, right? Like, I think Maya Crump should be the closer, but they don't feed her the ball to me, and I don't think like you saw a little bit against the LSU game where she was putting up buckets and taking big shots. You know what I'm saying? But I wish she needs to be to me, she should be the closer. Kashana Luckett, I don't think she should start. I think Zachariah should start. Zakaria. I think is that Jariah? I'm sorry, Jariah. Let me see. Am I saying her name right? Yeah, I'm sorry, Jariah. I think Jariah should start. I think she's a better point guard, in my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. I think Jariah is the better point guard than Kashana Luckett. Now, okay. Daphne White I'm sorry. She's just not that good. Daphne White is not that good. Who you really need to be worried about, because everybody was talking about Daphne White, USC, McDonough's All-American, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Daphne White's not that good. Who's nasty is Angel. Angel Jackson. Angel Jackson is like that, okay? Angel Jackson is like that. Like, that's the she is a walking problem. All right? Now, that girl's a walking bucket. You can say everybody on the Daphne White bandwagon, put that bandwagon on the side. Angel Jackson is who you need to be focused on. That girl's tough. That girl is tough. Absolute tough. I'm telling you. That's who you need to be focused on. And Liz Martino, bro, listen, this girl different. All right. I didn't think that she could be. She's what the doctor ordered. If I'm gonna say this, if Liz Martino was playing against LSU, they win that game. Okay. I'm gonna say that right now. People don't want to believe me, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. If Liz Martino, come on now, you know how we doing a deal. DMV, you're good with me. You see where she from? Lanham, Maryland. Okay, you see where she from? PG County, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lanham. All right, my aunt used to stay out there. So if Liz Martino was on the squad when they played LSU, they win that game. Hands down, they win that game because Liz Martino adds a level of shooting that they did not have before. And she can go get it. All right. She can shoot. She can straight up shoot the cover off of it. All right. But these girls, man, they're just so deep, man. I mean, look at this. 6'4" Layla Walker, Deja. I mean, Bowler, I think she was a freshman. Oh, I thought she was a freshman last year, but no, okay. So you got Bowler. I mean, they're so talented in so many different aspects. Like that team is so deep. You know, she could go 8. She could legit probably run 8 deep. And that's leaving Daphne White on the bench. Where honestly, I think she should be. That's just my personal opinion. So the 2 games that you should definitely have circled is UAPB versus Jackson, Florida A&M versus Jackson, and I haven't really seen Southern. I know they had their guard, one of their guards coming back. I haven't really seen Southern, so we'll see how that goes. But it is what it is. All right, so pull up JSU schedule, Scotty. All right, cool. I'm already here, so might as well. All right, let me see. Schedule. Here we go. All right, this is their schedule. Hopefully y'all can see this. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more. 59-91. Listen, that game was pretty good going into the fourth quarter, but yeah, they kind of no. This game wasn't. This game was not good going to the fourth quarter. They got loose on them. North Carolina ran them out the gym. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, they ran these girls out the gym. Colorado didn't get to see that one. Texas Tech, that was a damn good game. And the white girl at Texas Tech was giving. Oh man, the white girl at Texas Tech was giving them birds the business. But they still pulled it out though. Great game. That was absolutely great. Deja had a great game on that one too. They beat Louisiana Cajun. That was good. Oh man, they dominated them girls. Wow, lost to 12 by UCLA. Shout out. That's not a bad loss. Oregon State. Listen, they're playing these girls really tough. Mizzou by 13. Texas by about 17. Washington State, not so good. You know, the white girls be shooting. Beat Southeast Louisiana. Now they got Alcorn State January 2nd. So we'll see how that works. But man, they've been playing these games pretty tough, man. For real. They've been playing these games pretty tough. It's the height though. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the height. Their height definitely helps them in those big games because they got girls that are just big and tall that can get rebounds. And Deja, I mean, she's 6 foot, but she plays like she's 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying? So I gotta do more research. As of right now, I'm not a fan of it. So but I gotta do more research. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do more research on the hire. So moving forward. All right. Wild Wild West. The transfer portal. All right. And I want to play you guys a clip, and I want you guys' opinion on said clip. All right. Shout out to Miss King for posting this on her Twitter. I saw it and I was like, ooh, that's a good topic. All right. So let me see here. I'm probably going to skip through it a little bit, but I just want to get you guys' opinion on it. Oh, my bad, guys. You can't hear it? All right, let me see if I can find it on something else. Let me see if I can find it on something else. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Can you hear that? Can you hear this video I'm playing right now? Just let me know. Still no sound? Wow, that's different. I've never had that problem before. Let me do something different here then. Window, Chrome tab. Let me see. 'Tis the season. All right, let me know if you can hear it.
Because of that, right? To not know where I'm going to end up, to take step downs, or to believe I can move laterally. And what I do try to explain to kids is a lot of times you have the same problem, but a different address, right? Your dorm's in a different spot. The logo is different. The colors are different. But this transfer portal, bro, is out of control.
Nightmare.
In college right now. And some people are using it, right? Some people move to Colorado, say they bring in their luggage, and it's Louis. And the rest of y'all could jump in. And we'll get into that in a little second, Chan. How do you feel the transfer portal, along with NIL, actually, is changing the landscape of college football, but also becoming this microwave era where I gotta get everything right now? Like, I knew I couldn't leave. I redshirted. My freshman year, I had to work my way in to be the nickel. I knew there wasn't a go somewhere and leave, because I had to go to Southern if I left. I wasn't going to Southern. So how do you feel this is changing who our kids are and how kids handle adversity?
I think the NIL it's really free market. It's going to be have and have nots, because like you see Bryce Young and them boys making millions, and the guard is making $6 grand. So it's going to be have and have nots. I have no problem with that, because let's be honest, that's how the world is.
Yes.
If you're good at something, you get paid
more than
for
the
it.
other people.
Yeah, you're good at something. That's what one thing good coaches tell me, and all the good coaches I had always said that. They wouldn't say every player is equal. He would tell me, my dogs, my starters are going to get treated better than the third stringers. I'm going to tell you that now. All the good coaches, and I bring up Charlie Strong, will let us know every single day about that. But I think the transfer portal, like you said, is negatively affecting college sports, because they could run from any problem. And you know what half their damn examples are? Half their damn excuses, are? The coach doesn't like me. The coach doesn't like me. The coach is going to like you if you're performing and making his job easier and helping him keep that multi-million-dollar job. The coach doesn't like me. I'm not saying there's no coaches out there that have a certain liking to one player more than the other. But for that to be the excuse of most guys that aren't playing, you're not playing because you can't help this team win. And now you can leave. Whatever happened to, like you said, guys don't even want a red shirt no more. Mm-hmm. You come in as a high school dude, you 161-pound linebacker, your ass need a couple years to get to par where these boys are out here in college. Wait under, learn from your OGs, figure out the game, get the mental aspect down, go in there and ball the next couple years. If you're exceptional, you're going to start as a freshman, sophomore, you have a chance to leave. But it's making it easy out for guys not to have to address their problem. Just like you said, if you can't tackle, if you got bad feet work, you have bad shoulders, you're not going to be able to tackle, have bad feet and bad shoulders at whatever damn university you are
Not
at.
changing.
It's not changing.
Not
The address is changing. The reason your ass ain't on that field is on you, your body, and your work ethic.
All right, I'm going to open the call lines up. Call lines are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. The question is the wild, wild west of the transfer portal, right? And I'm going to give you my thoughts. I love the transfer portal. And this is why I'll tell you why I love it, right? It's because the transfer portal is life. The transfer portal is life, right? And I'll give you a great example of myself. Growing up the way I grew up, not a lot was, I was always the kid that just did the bare minimum to get by. Never really did extra work or whatever. And I always did the bare minimum to get by. Right. And so as I got older, that started to bite me in the butt, because when I needed to push myself, I didn't know how to. When I needed to take that next jump, I didn't know how to. When I needed to really buckle down and do whatever it was, I didn't know how to. You know what I'm saying? So when I went and played college ball, I didn't have a work ethic because I never needed one, right? I never needed a work ethic because I was just naturally good. I could run, I could catch, you know. So when you think you're just naturally good at something and you play something, you're like, well, I'll say not for everybody, but some, you know, and we're not talking about the age now where everybody got a trainer. Football was year round. We're talking about 07, right? We're talking about 07, 06, where, you know what I'm saying, it was like you played football, you did 7-on-7, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no all year, you know, got footwork, you know, trainers, and you doing all the back, all that. We weren't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It was, so to me, the portal to me is real life, right? And this is what I mean by that. You make decisions and choices every day. Every day. If an 18-year-old decides to join the military, you're good. That's a choice. If an 18-year-old decides to join the Navy, if an 18-year-old decides to rob a bank, if an 18-year-old decides to steal a car, everybody has choices. All the transfer portal is a choice. I am giving you the choice to do whatever you want to do with your college football career. How can that be a bad thing? How can that be a bad thing? Because when you are under somebody's thumb, right? When you're under somebody's thumb, you can no longer say, well, I wanted to leave, but I couldn't. You can't even use that excuse anymore. If the coach don't like you, you feel the coach don't like you, dip. If it's not what you thought it would be, leave. You're going to have people that fight through the adversity and come out on the good side of it. You have people that fight through the adversity and feel like, damn, I shouldn't have fought through it. There is never going to be an 100% right answer. But I think allowing kids and their parents and their community or whoever to let kids decide what they want to do with their life, to me, I don't see a problem with that. I really don't. And if you end up at 20, 21, 22, and you look back and say, dang, I shouldn't have made that decision, that's a life lesson. That's what it gets chalked up to, is a life lesson. When I look back over my college career, I'm like, dang, if I just would have went to the weight room, if I just would have ran with my boys, if I just would have woke up and go to college or went to class, what would my life be like? What difference would it be? I'm not saying I don't want to be here. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for everything I can. I went to the military. I thought the military was the best thing that happened to me, right? Gave me drive, gave me direction, gave me a purpose. It allowed me to find myself while I was finding myself. I was allowed to get paid while I was finding myself, right? So with all those decisions, right? Because I gave away my prime years to the military. I did a 6-year contract. I was 19. You know, I'm getting calls from Arena League. I'm getting calls from, scouts for Arena League. Like, hey, do this, do that, do this, whatever. But I made a decision that 6 years. Ain't no getting out of that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to live and learn. And I think you can't protect everybody from themselves. You can't do it. So to be like, oh, I think these kids nowadays are entitled. Well, if you think you're entitled and you go make a decision that doesn't work out for the best for you, then your ass ain't as entitled as you thought you were. You know what I'm saying? You're not entitled as you thought. Like, you're going to learn your lesson. Or if you're not, you're just going to keep going down the same path. But you can't protect everybody. You cannot do that. And I think the transfer portal gives young men and women the opportunity to do what they think is best for them. You do what you think is best for you, whatever that might be, right? Because what you don't want to look back over your life and say, man, I would have done this if I was allowed to, right? I would have done this if I was allowed to. I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to do this. You know, they stopped me from, so people can have that excuse. They stopped me from doing this. They stopped me from doing that. But there's no stopping you now. It is an open, free market, just like coaches make their, see this, and that's why I don't have a problem with kids making decisions, because coaches are in the same boat. Coaches get to jump and leave program for program, fail up, fail down, whatever. And they get those life lessons at an older age. Well, the kids got to learn too. The kids have to learn too. So that's just my interpretation of the transfer portal. I don't think it's the worst thing smoking like a lot of people think. I think kids should be allowed to do what's best for them in their future, in their career. Because if you think about this, there's a lot more failures in the transfer portal than success stories, but there are some success stories. James Houston going to Jackson State, even though it's a grad transfer, he would have been able to do that anyway. You know, Aubrey Miller going from Missouri to Jackson State. Joe Burrow going from Ohio State to LSU. Justin Fields going from Georgia to Ohio State. Like, there are success stories within the transfer portal. It's not as many as failures, but there is successes in what this process is. So that means it does have a benefit to somebody. And you can't make it, listen, man. You can't make a decision off of, you can't say, well, we're going to shut it all down because there's too many losers. Then you would shut the lottery down. You wouldn't do the lottery. It's a lot of losers. It's a lot. It's a lot of Bammers that be losing the lottery every single day, but they still continue to play, right? The transfer portal is a lottery with your life. It is a chance on you. You are betting on you. Baldwin leaving Michigan, right? It was you're betting on yourself. You're betting on saying, I think I'm good enough to play here or there, or I'm good enough to start, or I'm good enough to do this, right? Everybody wants to focus on the negativity of FCS players are losing people to the Power 5. Well, let's see how many of them FCS players are really transformational. How many of those players are really changing that Power 5 program? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, guys, I think the portal is great. It has its drawbacks, it has its failures, but we can't preach and teach in America free capitalist, and because white people love some opportunity. All right, white people love an opportunity to take something, to get something, to have an opportunity to do a deal, business, whatever. Listen, man, that's what life is. Life in America, it's about capitalism. How can I get something that I want? How can I get this? How can I get that? How can I strategically put myself in place for this or that? Right? You got to give the college kids the same opportunity. How can I strategically put myself in a position to do better? If that means going down, coming up, whatever. So, transfer portal, I'm always going to be on the bandwagon for free opportunities, because it's not going to work for everybody and it's not going to hurt everybody. It just is what it is. All right. Last topic for the day before I get up out of here. You know I'm still looking for some
Loyalty. Tenfold, no switching sides.
I'm still looking for loyalty. I am still looking for loyalty out here in these streets, and the disrespect.
Loyalty. Tenfold, no switching sides.
If I see anybody, if this Bama covers another Jackson State game, I'm not going to respect like all the grief that you Bamas give me for all the foolishness that I do. If this Bama is allowed to walk the streets of Jackson ever again, you got to be you got to be freaking kidding me, bro. You got to be shitting me. Out of all the flack that I get for the stuff that I say, the way that you Bama's allow this man to play y'all the way y'all do, I swear to God, if this man is seen on the sidelines of Jackson State, somebody needs to be fired. Somebody needs to be fired. This man has literally changed the colors on the logo to match Colorado. Come on, man. If this ain't beyond disrespect, I don't know what is. Colorado don't got nothing to do with thee, nothing. Colorado ain't got shit to do with thee. Listen. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. He don't got like no friends to check him. He ain't got no like mentors or like people in his life to be like, yo, what you doing is wrong, my boy. And once again, listen, guys, I want to say this very loud and proud. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get his money. I don't give a damn. Get your money. But you got to show some type of loyalty. Jesus Christ. Like, really? Really? You done turned the pregame show. He a noob. Man. Come on, man. It is his channel. It's his channel. But if I was Jackson State, I wouldn't allow him no access. See, that's the part for me, right? It is his channel. It is absolutely his channel. But I swear to God, I wouldn't let him take another step on Jackson State campus. You wouldn't shoot a damn J on my campus. Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But you better not even think about stepping foot on my campus. Ashley Robinson, the SID, the Milk Dud, SID, him, all them Bamas, the president, all them Bamas. Nobody should allow Neely back on the campus of Jackson State to record. Man, I swear to God, if I see his phone like this, I would sue his ass. And I'll be so petty. I'll be just sending strikes. I'll be sending strikes. If I was Jackson State, I would send a cease and desist letter to be like, bro, you're done. You're done. Ride with Dion. Take all that shit over to Dion. Yeah, listen, bro. I can't, come on, man. I just feel like that's just so, it's just so messed up. Nah, you can't trademark that because there's probably some stuff in the Bible with thee and all that and Shakespeare and thee and thou. You can't trademark that. You can probably trademark thee I love. You can probably trademark the slogan, but you can't trademark thee. Like that's not possible. It's too many things using thee. All right. So once again, man, I'm just telling y'all, man, y'all talk about HBCUs and all that, but
Loyalty. 10-4, no switching sides.
I'm just looking for some loyalty. Bamas ain't loyal out here in these streets. And I just don't get it. I'm telling you. Hey, yeah, shout out to Kobe Durant. Still waiting on my jersey. But we gonna get one. All right, but shout out to Kobe Durant. Amazing game. Had 2 picks, 1 for pick 6. Putting on for HBCUs, absolutely amazing. But guys, listen, that's my time, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. My cousin said be on the lookout for a scuffle review. All right, my cousin said be on the lookout for a scuffle review. You know it's coming. You already know what it's gonna be about. All right. He gonna be dropping it sometime this week, so be on the lookout for the scuffle review. All right. Listen, guys, I appreciate everybody. I hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. Until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'ma holler. God bless.